went live to try to catch the sirens, and the sirens shut off right when I went live. There was an engine sound outside in the parking lot. It was like, and the sirens start right at that moment. And my neighbor started talking at the same time too. All three started at the same time. And then right when I start to go live, like I thought the sirens were gonna drive by, but right when I start to go live, the sirens turned off. And then there was a fire truck that drove by a few hours ago. With the sirens. My neighbor's talking through walls right now still. He just has phone conversations and he talks through the walls synced up. Like every day. So there's been a few sirens today, like at least 3, probably more than that. And then right before that last video, like I said, there's these cops. There's 3 cops all at once with each other, like one in front of me and like 2 on the side of me. They don't got nothing else better to do. Just drive around synced up all the time. And speed trap. That's it. Just drive around synced up and speed trap. And that's about it. And then they pull over stalkers in a fake pullover. That's about all that they do, I think. I don't know. That's about all I see them do. They speed trap and sync. And do fake pullovers and fake theatrical shows. Synced up. Ambulances and fire trucks just drive around and set off their sirens synced up and honk their horns synced up. And then occasionally, well, I don't think I've ever seen them like put somebody on the ambulance. I think I did see that one day actually. I saw that one day. But other than that, I don't ever see that. Like I've seen, like on Targeted Journeys channel, she made a video of that where they were like putting a guy on a stretcher synced up and putting a guy in the ambulance on a stretcher. But there's the one video that I have where the ambulance siren started synced up, and then like I walk all the way up the street, and it took me 15 minutes to walk all the way to where the ambulance was at, because the siren started synced up, and then like I walk up the street and I turn the corner, and like I look up the street and I see the flashing lights of the ambulance way over there. So I'm like, I'm gonna go over there and see what happens. So I walk all the way over there. It took me 15 minutes to walk all the way over there. And then they're coming out of the building next to me with a stretcher, with an empty stretcher, nobody on it. It was 15 minutes and it took me to walk all the way over there. And then they're coming out right next to me with the stretcher. And they're putting it, and then like I turn around and walk back the other way, and they're putting it in the ambulance right next to me. So like, was there actually an emergency, or did they just drive over there and then what? I don't know. All I know is the siren started synced, and then they come out of the building next to me synced. It might have been an actual emergency. I don't know. But either way, it was synced. I hear these engine sounds outside now. They're synced. Out on the street in the distance somewhere. The other one that I heard when the siren started was right outside the parking lot. People in my apartment last night having fake ass arguments and synced up. Having an argument synced up. And then like I said, they make me like cough and yawn and sneeze synced up and shit. But I know that the stalkers are doing it deliberately though, because of the stupid shit that they'll say to like gaslight me. It's like obvious that they know what they're doing. It's like obvious that they're deliberately doing it, because like one day I was like pull up to this intersection and I'm like there's all these white cars when we pull up to the intersection, and I'm like, look at all these white cars right now as we pull up. That's crazy, right? It's like 10 white cars. It's just like all white cars. It's like a bunch of them. It's like 10 of them at least. And they're just all at the front of the traffic, and they're all driving right when we pull up. I'm like, look at all these white cars. It's a lot of white cars, right? And this dude's like, oh no, I think it's just the snow on the cars. And like, it didn't snow. There was no snow. It didn't snow. There's no snow anywhere. And like, no, they're all white cars. They're white. So let's just say stupid shit like that makes no sense at all. It's like, what? So like, obviously they're bullshit. They just be bullshitting. I'm trying to think of some other stupid shit they said like that before. It's like, they'll just say shit like, or like one day I was like, I'm seeing all red cars outside. Isn't that crazy? And this guy's like, well, it is Husker game day. I'm like, what? What does that mean? They'll just say things that make no sense at all. Like, so clearly they're stockheads, and they're deliberately stalking, and they know that they're playing a stalker game. Because why else would you say, oh, it must be the snow on the cars? Like, even if it did snow, which it didn't, or if it did, I think it might have snowed the night before that, but it was like that much snow. It was like no, barely any. And it was like, no, the cars are white. It's not the snow, they're white. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, no. There's all white cars at the front of the traffic on both sides of the intersection, and there's like 10 of them. This is a fact that I am pointing out. And you're gonna say, oh, it's the snow. Like, what? And they'll just instantly gaslight, and they'll just like instantly be like, you're paranoid. Like, before you even like say anything, really, they'll just like instantly be like, oh, you're paranoid. Like, let me explain myself first. I said like 2 words, bro. What are you talking about? You don't even know what I'm talking about yet. Why are you instantly saying I'm paranoid? The fuck? Are you a stockhead? Is that why? Fucking retarded. Like, do better. If you're gonna gaslight me, like, come up with something more clever to say that makes actual sense to some extent. Like, don't just be like, ooh, you know? Like, clearly they're stalkers. Because why do they say all this dumbass shit? It's like anything else you talk about, they're gonna like hear you out. They're gonna like, you know, like anything else you talk about, they're gonna like let you explain it first. But like with gang stalking, they're just gonna instantly, before you even say 2 words, you're gonna be like, oh, you're paranoid. Like, why is that? Probably because they're stalkers. There's somebody walking by in the hallway right now. Or I'll be like, there's always cars pulling up, meeting me right at intersections at the exact same time that I walk up to them. There's cars pulling up, meeting me right when I walk up to it at 3 a.m. when there's no other cars anywhere on the street. I'll walk up to the intersection, there will be a car pulling up, meeting me right when I walk up to it at the exact same time, driving up to it at the exact same time that I walk up to it. That's weird, right? And they'll be like, well, you know, intersections, you're bound to see cars at intersections because that's where cars drive. So, like, when you walk through an intersection, it's a high likelihood that you're going to see a car. Like, no, dude, that's not what I'm saying. It's like, give it up. Just like, stop. Just give it up. You're a stalker. Admit it. Move on. Like, why you gotta gaslight forever? Like, why, dude? I mean, I know why, but like, come up with something different. At least try to sound smart. This is like, what? I hear him walking around the hallway again, I think. It is snowy outside, so there's been people stomping their feet in the hallway a bunch of times. And there was one time, like a couple years ago, where this guy like walked by and he stomps his feet right in front of my apartment door. What other crazy shit happened lately? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure I'm forgetting a few things. They've been hitting me with lots of frequencies lately. Lots of ringing in my ear lately. This light still hasn't flickered synced in a long time. I don't know when it's gonna flicker synced again, but it's gonna be synced whenever it flickers again. So, hasn't happened in like 6 months or something like that. But then it's probably gonna start doing it, and then it's gonna do it more frequently again or whatever. It might do it right when I end the video or something because I talked about it. Some shit. I don't know. It hasn't done it in forever though. The one in the other room does it too. But then like the other light in there and the light in the bathroom have never done it though, so I don't know if those lights can do it or if it's just these lights that can do it. I don't know. But I feel like they can probably do it with every light. I don't know. But definitely that one does it and the other one does it. And a bunch of lights outside. You know, if you see my older videos, you know, the street lights turn on and off syncs. Certain street lights turn on and off syncs. And then like they replaced them. They replaced a bunch of them with like LED lights, and they don't do it anymore after they replace the light. But there's still a couple of them out there that they haven't replaced that still do it. And then there's like a couple of lights on certain buildings that do it and turn on and off syncs when I walk by, or when I walk whatever, when I walk by a corner of a building or whatever, when a stalker drives by me or whatever. Like I don't know the place, it's like some tractor, some place where they sell like tractors and shit. The light in the alley on that building turns on and off syncs. And then the light on the side of the Pier building turns on and off syncs. And then the light on the police station building turns on and off syncs. And then the building across the street from the Freemason building, the light turns on and off syncs. And then there's like lights in certain parking lots that turn on and off syncs. The one on the video the other night did that. In that one part in the Mongolian Grill parking lot. That light turned off, synced. You can see it on the video. And then it turned on, synced when I walked by it. But I have a bunch of old videos of that though, of the street lights, and they'll just like do it right when I walk underneath it, and then like if I keep walking around the intersection, it'll keep doing it. It's like I've caught it on camera a billion times. But then the trolls are in my there's this troll in my comments, and he's like, it's a wiring issue. Like again, like how is it a wiring issue? That one's at least like halfway makes sense. You know, that at least kind of makes logical sense to say that. Except when you see the video, it doesn't, because it's always turning on right when I walk up to the intersection, or right when I walk underneath the light, or right at the center of the street, or whatever. So, no, it's not a wiring issue, clearly. But at least that one makes more sense than the cars have snow on them, and that's why they're white. When there's no snow. Right when I open my blind, or right when I look out my blinds, there's this car taking off right as the guy is walking behind it. At the exact moment that I look out my window. Just in case I look out my window. What if I didn't look out my window? Then they would do that for no reason. Like, what a waste of life, bro. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other stupid shit that they've said. And like I think they just say stupid shit just to like frustrate you too, just to like like they just say obviously stupid shit just to like poke at you and be like, haha, we're retarded. We're the stock cards, haha. We're stock carded. What are you gonna do about it? Haha. But it's like, come on though, like come up with something smart. You know? Like, say something that actually halfway makes sense. What the fuck are you talking about? The cars have snow on them. No, they don't. They don't have one snowflake on them at all. They're white. It's white paint. That's why they're white. It's not snow. There's no snow anywhere. What are you talking about? And then I literally said that too. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's no snow anywhere. And then there's no response. So you're just like, like, come on, you don't got any other stupid shit to say in response to my response? What are you talking about, bro? Explain. They're hopelessly stock-carded. No hope. I hear like the floorboards creaking, like somebody walking around, my neighbor. And I think it's synced up again, which it usually always is when I hear that. Just hear the floorboards creaking. Then like I'll hear my neighbor like laugh, or I'll hear someone outside laugh. It'll be like I've been posting my Cash App and stuff lately, and like need help, need help, need help. You know, it's like when I post that, I'll hear someone laugh. It's like they're like mocking me. It's like they're like taunting me. Or I'll hear them outside and they'll like laugh, and then they'll be like, "Woo!" It's like they're like taunting me and like poking at me and be like, "Ha ha! Your life is fucked up, ha ha ha!" Like all the time, people will laugh at synced up moments like that and shit. Or they'll just like honk a horn or whatever. It's like they'll do things like that though to like signal at me, to like taunt me and shit. And they'll laugh, sing at a moment like that. Or they're like, whatever. It's whatever. We do all types of weird shit like that. So let me think. Anything else I gotta say before I gotta get off of here? Still could use some help. Cash App or PayPal. Anything helps. $1, 50 cents. I don't know about 50 cents. $1 though. Not even $1 really, because nothing's $1 anymore. So like $5. $5 helps. Yep. I think I'm gonna get off here now. And they're gonna start making noises again right now, probably. It's quiet right now. But they're probably gonna start making noises right now. Or some soon moment after right now. Maybe not right now, but when I get up and walk in the other room, they're gonna sync up or something. Or they're gonna shoot a frequency in my head again. Something. They love to sync. They can't stop. They're addicted. Hopelessly addicted. They're the sync heads. They got Syncaholic Anonymous. They need Syncaholics Anonymous. They're a bunch of Syncaholic sync heads. Synced out of their minds. On the sync powder. Snorting giant Tony Montana mountains of sync powder all day. I don't know how they're still alive. They're constantly OD'd on the sync. It's sad. They're just on the floor, stream out on the sync. They're just like, I gotta sync. I gotta sync. I gotta sink. One time at this one job, all my coworkers were doing nose goes. Have you heard of nose goes? Where it's like everyone does this, and then whoever doesn't do it has to do the thing. You know, like we're all like deciding who's gonna do the dishes or whatever it was. So they're all like nose goes, and I'm just like, is that a stalker thing when I think back to it? Like, was that where they stalk, where they're doing the touching the nose, like the stalkers love to do? Because they were all a bunch of stalkers, and all my coworkers were a bunch of stalkers. So I think back to that, I'm like, probably a stalker thing. So I don't know what else to say right now, other than hit the Cash App or the PayPal if you can, and vote for ILCAT 2028, and subscribe to Cat the Glitch, and subscribe to ILCAT, and like, share, and subscribe, and yeah. I hear this engine sound outside. Sounds like a stalker head. Oh, a plane flew over a minute ago too. As I was taking a piss, a plane flew over. My water heater is turning on sync right now. So hit the Cash App and PayPal if you can, so I can buy a car and move far away from the sync cards. Just somewhere less synced-hearted if there's anywhere out there. I'm sure out in the country somewhere it'd probably be less synced-hearted. There'd still be birds flying around synced and planes flying over the synced and synced tractors and shit. I don't know. Maybe if I move out to the Amazon jungle or something, but there'd probably be a synced jaguar synced with a synced howler monkey. Fucking howler monkey would be swinging on a tree branch right above my head right as a jaguar runs out in front of me. Probably can't escape it anywhere I go. I don't know. But hit the Cash App and PayPal, and then I'll go to the Amazon, I'll record. I can show you guys what happens. See if there's any howler monkeys that sync up on me. Or I can go to the zoo and see if there's any synced animals at the zoo. Because I bet there would be. Because when I was at work a few weeks ago, I saw synced goats. No lie. Was going on a delivery out to this house out in the country, and these birds fly out in front of me, or like flew to the side of me or something, or both or something, I don't remember. It was like these birds synced up with these goats running out in front of me on the road, and then the goats like run back the other way right as we're like driving by the farm where the goats are. It's like they're running back the other way, and like the last goat is like running out like right out in front of the truck right as we drive by. So I saw synced goats, and then I saw like a cow come up and like drink water out of a trough next to me when we drove by it one day. Like, there's all types of synced animals, I swear to God. I've seen dogs, cats, birds, bats, bugs, squirrels, rabbits, goats, cows. I think I heard a cow mooing synced one day. Dogs always be barking synced, birds will be chirping synced, squirrels will be yelling at me synced. I heard cats meowing synced a couple of times. I think I saw a synced possum one time, if I remember right. There was one night when a mouse ran right in front of my feet on the sidewalk. It was probably a synced mouse. I have a bunch of videos of synced dogs and synced dogs barking and synced dogs running out synced and synced cats running out synced and syncing with cars and shit. And synced squirrels and synced birds and synced bugs. I have a bunch of videos of all of those things. I've probably seen synced raccoons before I knew before I knew about the sync things. I probably seen synced raccoons before, but since I figured out the sync things, I don't think I've seen any raccoons since then. So there's probably synced raccoons too. There's probably synced animals of all varieties. If I go to Australia, I'll probably see a synced kangaroo. or some shit. I'll see a wombat synced up. If I go to fucking Africa, I'll see a synced elephant synced with a synced giraffe. Probably. I don't know. I don't know how deep the synced rabbit hole goes, but I do see synced rabbits all the time. Like every time I see a rabbit, it's a synced one. So I don't know what other animals sync that I can think of that I've seen. But definitely all those ones that I mentioned sync. I've seen it 1,000 times. And then there's this one orange cat that I always see synced, or I used to always see him synced. I don't know if he's still alive or what, but I always see that cat synced. And geese, like lately, this winter, there's been a bunch of geese synced. Like I'll hear geese honking synced, and then they'll fly out in front of me synced. They'll start honking synced in the distance, and then they'll fly out in front of me synced. Or they'll just fly right over my head. I'll just hear them go. So I don't know if there's any synced fish or synced dolphins out there, maybe, I don't know. I don't know how deep it goes, but there's definitely a lot of synced animals and synced bugs out here. So I don't know what else I've seen. I don't know what other animals I've seen synced. I don't know. Probably a couple other ones. So I don't know, if I go out in the woods, am I gonna see a synced deer? I don't know. They definitely got synced John Deeres though. I definitely see a lot of synced tractors. I'm yawning as somebody walks by in the hallway. It's probably, they're making me yawn synced again. Oh, and then like I said the other day when I drove by that sheriff and I sneezed when I drove by the sheriff car, it was like I was trying to stop myself from sneezing too. I forgot to mention that part. Like I was trying to stop myself from sneezing, but I couldn't. Like I was like sneeze right when we drive by the sheriff car. And I'm like, fuck! It's like I can't stop myself from yawning or sneezing synced. So I think that's all I gotta talk about. Later.